Uh-oh, don't look now, but the Mandalorian and Grogu is going through a real bad time with its PR campaign floundering, flustering, blustering, and perhaps flopping even before the movie comes out to theaters. What are we going on about? Well, Jon Favreau, a great director whom we love and his stuff, stopped on by Disney's Jimmy Kimmel, and let's just say even the drive-bys can't defend what they had to see, a clip from The Mandalorian. Grogu, what are you doing to us? Folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we're going to dive into just that question, which Disney is probably asking themselves right now. We've got all kinds of Star Wars stuff. Did you hear about the Gina Carano thing? Did you? We're talking about all of it. But today, we're discussing the fact that even the shills can no longer defend what's going on. It may not be a win when Star Wars returns to the big screen. Click the like button, and off we go. The usual Disney supporters are starting to show cracks in the armor for the House of Mouse as they get ready to pounce on the Mandalorian and Grogu. Turns out it might not be as much fun as they were hoping for. Jermaine Lucier is the writer for Gizmodo, says the first clip from the Mandalorian and Grogu sure looks like that. See, this is the best they can do right now. Director Jon Favreau presented a full clip on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and well, check it out. Not the glowing, illustrious praise that I'm sure Disney was hoping they could raise with this. But seriously, you put Jon Favreau and Kimmel, put him anywhere. Oh, well, The View could have been worse. Anywhere else, please. Gizmodo says, we're trying. Truly, we are. And I feel for them. Folks, we've been talking about this Grace Randolph thing where they're admitting now the whole ecosystem of shilling and lying and fibbing. Gizmodo's here saying, we're trying. Truly, we are. We really want the Mandalorian and Grogu to be awesome. It's Star Wars, back on the big screen. Nothing would make us happier and for the film to provide the joy and wonder Star Wars has provided for so many for so long. We've dropped that whole toxic fandom thing, by the way. We need them back again. But we're also honest. And if we're being honest, not everything being released from the film has inspired hope. The most recent trailer was great, but the first clip just came out, and well, you'll see. And it just keeps getting worse and worse as the article goes on. Folks, what are we talking about? Well, we can't play it. Gotta love how Hollywood does us, right? We would love to play this clip. We would love for you to get to see it. We'll have to go from still shot to still shot, though, to describe what we have here, because for some reason, Disney doesn't want this shared out there beyond the places that they'll put it. I don't know how to describe this blue thing that they're riding in. Jonas, you want to take a shot at what exactly that is? What kind of horrifically ugly car that is they're driving?
It looks like a land speeder, but backwards. I don't understand this design.
Yeah. I think it's like, and Nat, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that look like they decided to infuse more color, like the Skittles kids that were in the?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the Vespa crew from Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And Nat, the whole gimmick here is basically Baby Groot again, except it's Baby Grogu. Pedro tells him over and over to flip a switch, and he flips the wrong switch, and it shoots little boom booms that have no real impact whatsoever. But he presses the wrong one over and over, Nat. That's the joke.
That shows the level of respect they have for their audience, honestly.
Nat, look at how bad this is, though. And I don't know how this is coming from Jon Favreau. Look at the explosion in the background. It's the same color. It's blurry. This is bad. Even the lighting is bad. Nat, do you dislike the color in this? Do you dislike the color as much as I do?
But there is no color. There is no saturation.
True.
There is no light. And then there's too much light.
You know what? That's a great point. This is supposed to be a sunny day. Why is it this washed out? All right, culture, your turn, okay? Get in here. What do you got to say about this?
Because they're working in the volume. The volume adds light. That's the problem. So everything's going to be washed out. They don't adjust for it. This shot is obviously, as part of a series of shots. That shot is done in a different area of the studio, if at all done practically.
Look at that.
It's bad. And this is the limitations of using a background engine to produce a background shot. It also makes it feel very flat. There's no depth. Do you know how they compensate for depth? Is blur.
This looks worse than Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. This looks worse. And it's not my job to be negative for the sake of being negative.
I would defend Crystal Skull a little bit there. I mean,
we are defending it. This looks worse.
Spielberg. This is the same. Everything's covered in dust. There's nothing distinct about this shot. There's nothing about it that makes me think they're in a cool world. It's very bland. There's nothing new in this. What is he protecting? Some random middle-aged senator.
I don't know.
I think is probably a member of the Shadow Council, which you would have to have watched Mandalorian season 3 to care about who that is.
Look at the colors when we switch back to Kimmel and Favreau on a late night set. Look at the colors versus that. And you go, what are we doing here? Why is it this ugly? What are we doing, Jonas?
We are racing to the middle. This is boring. Also, Zeb looks cooler in animation than he does in live action. Zeb is, by the way, the character there on the right, Zeb Aurelios from.
I'm starting to think this movie may actually bomb. We had talked about it might not be what they need. It could come in under. It might not make 500 mil. It might not make 400 mil. I'm starting to where this goes Tron Ares on us. Gizmodo says, now obviously this is about 45 seconds of a 2 hour plus long movie. And I'll say this, it's not only ugly, folks, it's unfunny. And it's supposed to be funny. And it's unfunny. It's really, really unfunny. It says it's out of context. We don't know how the characters got there. What comes next? We have to assume that when everything is working in tandem, it plays out better. Okay, here's an idea. If that's the best they have, Gizmodo, let me be a contrarian. Let me be a curmudgeon. If that's the best they had, and that's what they decided, what do we got, folks? We got an hour and a half. Give me 45 seconds for Kimmel. If that's the best they have, this movie is in serious danger of being a total flop, a total failure. And frankly, I'm sad to say this. I like Jon Favreau. Everybody says he's a great guy. I think this is going to be a stain on his career. And I think Filoni's to blame. Panel, what say you?
I think some people will go watch it because of the cute Grogu, but I think that's mostly all of what they're banking on, because I don't even know how many people know the backstory well enough to even care or to even know that it's coming out.
These still images, thank goodness they look better than what we just watched or what we just saw. We're not allowed to watch it. There it is again, though. Here we go again. Culture, how are they doing it this wrong? They've had 7 years. They have Jon Favreau. How can it possibly, what is happening behind the scenes that is strapping this to a complete and total suckage of colors and story and fun? Can we not get people excited some way, somehow from Disney?
Well, you work with the tools you've got, Pro, and I would say that Disney's tools have been limited since the beginning compared to others, but at the same time, the inconsistency of the lighting, just even being evenly lit, is a real problem. They do not compensate for atmospherics or any of the other things that you need to do in shots like that. But overall, I just want something to look real. I mean, you don't have to be hyper realistic, but just, authentically Star Wars is what I'm aiming for. It's a word that is going to be used multiple times during the course of several hours on this show, but authenticity is what the audience is always looking for. And this is not it. And that, like I said, I don't like the Skittles scooter idea on a land speeder. These colors were not in the world we grew up with. So it's just weird.
Right. It also looks too clean. It looks like a large piece of fiberglass. It doesn't look like a speeder. It looks like something that looks like you would see this at a theme park.
It looks like a theme park prop.
Like
an ugly.
Flags. Yeah.
Ugly 1960s theme park prop.
Whereas one thing you can say for the original land speeder that you see in Tatooine that Luke rides around in, there were panels missing off of it. It was a used future, not just a dirty future. So also this isn't a picturesque landscape. Yeah, they can't do another desert because they've been doing deserts that may or may not be Tatooine, that everyone gets confused with Tatooine because of there's only one desert planet apparently in Star Wars. I'm joking. This is visually not distinct. And the story, I still couldn't tell you what the story is, although they're saying it's a bigger deal than the other ones. Okay, well, the other ones, anything that was a big deal wasn't important to the Mandalorian. And they've got a hut with gains. Who cares? Really?
Never skip out on Slug Tail Day.
I skipped out on Mandalorian season 3 because I stopped watching Disney Plus at the time that Mandalorian season 3 was coming out. By the time I watched it, my wife literally looked at me and she's like, "So, honey, do you like? How do you like it?" And I said, "This is stupid." And she looked at me and said, "Oh, I'm relieved because I thought you liked this." And this looks like more of the same. The only thing that would make me actually excited for this is if they started ragging on season 3. If they're like, we're not going to do paintball and weird frog jumps.
I hope
he's telling
that we
him,
eat crow.
"Oh, I don't press the regulator, blah 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 blah." But they show the panel and there's nothing's labeled, and all of a sudden we're in bad sci-fi. We're not in Star Wars.
And the other
We're
problem is
sci-fi.
Pedro's delivery, right? It's not like so they're trying to redo the Baby Groot. And you got Rocket and you got Chris Pratt yelling at him, right? So you got people like yelling, "Hit the red button. No, not that red button." And you got all this, and it's fun. In this one, it's like Pedro saying, "I need you to hit the blah, blah, blah regulator." No, that's not the regulator. You've hit the wrong button.
Baby Yoda is not a character. Baby Yoda is a prop that they all, and once you realize that Baby Yoda is a prop, the entire thing is ruined for you. It's like when you finally realize that the Muppet's eyes never moved. It takes you out of it for a while.
And put another one in the can, folks. A video of excellence has been birthed into existence, and you were there to witness it. Thank you for participating. We hope you had a good time. Folks, it's a great time anytime we get to share time with you, and we mean it. The only thing additional we ask, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, if you would be so kind, perhaps share this out on your favorite social media platforms. Folks, we've got all kinds of content coming your way. If you are interested in going even beyond all of that, well, there's a Pro Store, and you can always find those items directly below the video you're watching. The Pro Store, it's a cool place to check out for items that, well, definitely Disney and the rest are not going to sell you, but we're happy to do so. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.